Welcome to Facts, Fiction and Faraway Lands, your Friday ticket to wonder, words and the wide world. In Thailand, the New Year is celebrated in April with one of the most fun and refreshing festivals in the world, Songkran. And how do people celebrate? With water everywhere. On the streets of Thailand during Songkran, you will see people of all ages carrying buckets, hoses and water guns ready for the biggest splash fight of the year. Families, friends, even strangers drench each other with water and everyone laughs and joins in. It's not just play, though. The water has a special meaning. It is seen as washing away bad luck, mistakes and troubles of the old year, so everyone can start their new year clean, fresh and happy. But Songkran is also about respect and family. People visit temples to pour water gently over Buddha statues and over the hands of elders asking for blessings. Delicious food, music and dancing fill the air, making it a festival of joy, renewal and togetherness. So in Thailand, New Year doesn't begin with fireworks or parties. It begins with splashes, smiles and showers of good luck. If you celebrated Songkran here, would you choose a bucket, a hose or a giant water gun? Think about it. Zara the zebra often admired her reflection in the water holes of the savannah. Her stripes were neat and shiny, but she couldn't help feeling they were a little ordinary. Everywhere she looked, her entire herd wore the same black and white coats, stripe after stripe, it was all the same. One sunny afternoon, as Zara watched a flock of colorful parrots soar overhead, their feathers glowing in red, green and yellow, she sighed deeply. Nearby, butterflies danced over bright flowers, their wings flashing like little rainbows. Oh, how wonderful it must be, she thought, to have colors that sparkle and shine. I wish I could be as beautiful and different as them. Her friend Bella, a wise old baboon, overheard her. "What's wrong with your stripes, Zara?" Bella asked kindly. "They are what make you, you." But Zara stamped her hooves. "Bella, you don't understand. I want to stand out. I want to be noticed, admired, celebrated, not just another zebra in the herd." So Zara set off on an adventure to change her look. First, she found a patch of red clay near the riverbank. She rolled and rolled until her beautiful stripes were covered in orange streaks. "Look at me!" she called proudly, prancing in front of some gazelles. But when she trotted into the tall grass, her friends gasped. They couldn't see her at all. Zara had blended in so much that she looked nothing more than another patch of grass. "That's no good," Zara muttered. "I don't want to disappear." Determined, she marched on and found a pool of water mixed with blue flower petals. She splashed happily and soon her stripes shimmered with bluish stains. Excited, she galloped towards her herd. But as the sky grew dusky and shadows stretched long, her friends shook their heads. "Zara, you vanished again, now into the evening sky." Feeling a little less confident, Zara tried one last idea. She found a grove of fruit trees and rubbed herself against yellow mangoes and green leaves. Soon, her coat was streaked in all sorts of strange colors. "At last, I am bright and different," she cheered. But the monkeys in the trees laughed. Zara, you look like a messy fruit basket. Exhausted and embarrassed, Zara trudged back to Bella. I have tried so hard to be special, Bella, she sighed. Red clay, blue petals, even fruit colors, but nothing feels right. I don't stand out at all. I just look silly. Bella gave her a wise smile. Zara, don't you see? Your stripes are not just decoration, they are your strength. When zebras run together, your stripes confuse lions and protect the herd. They are bold, beautiful, and unlike anything else in the animal kingdom. No parrot, no butterfly, not even a rainbow has your kind of magic. Zara bent her head over the water and looked at her reflection once again. This time, she didn't see boring stripes. She saw dazzling black and white patterns, bold and striking against the golden grass. They were like art painted across her body, and they belonged only to her. Her heart filled with pride. She lifted her head high, flicked her tail, and trotted across the savannah with confidence. The sun caught her stripes, and they gleamed like ribbons of shadow and light. From that day on, Zara no longer compared herself to parrots, butterflies, or monkeys. She realized that being herself, stripes and all, was the best way to truly stand out. We don't need to change ourselves to be special. Sometimes the very things we take for granted are what makes us unique. Imagine music that sounds like a conversation, where instruments talk to each other, sometimes whispering softly, sometimes bursting out with laughter. That's jazz. Jazz was born in the USA in New Orleans more than 100 years ago. In this city, people from all over the world, African, European, and Caribbean, brought their rhythms, songs, and instruments together. Out of this mix came something brand new and exciting: jazz. Why is jazz special? Improvisation. In jazz, musicians don't always follow a strict script. Instead, they make up parts as they go along, like telling a story on the spot. Jazz has a bouncy rhythm called swing. It makes your toes tap, your head nod, and sometimes even makes you want to dance in your chair. Trumpets, saxophones, drums, pianos, and bass all take turns shining. Louis Armstrong, one of the greatest jazz musicians, once said, "If you have to ask what jazz is, you'll never know." That's because jazz isn't just music you hear. It's music you feel. It can be happy, sad, silly, or even mysterious all in one song. Jazz is like ice cream with every flavor mixed in. You never know what delicious surprise is coming next. That for you is... How many dishes do you usually get when you sit down for lunch or dinner? 3? Maybe 4? Well, imagine this, a meal with 36 different dishes. That's the magic of Wazwan, a grand traditional feast from Kashmir. It's not just food, it's an experience fit for royalty. At the heart of Wazwan is the Wasta Waza, the master chef. He's not just a cook. He's like a conductor of an orchestra, guiding his team to create dish after dish, each bursting with flavor. The knowledge of cooking this feast is so precious that it is carefully passed down from generation to generation. When it's time to eat, the scene feels like a celebration. Guests are seated in groups of 4 around a large copper plate called the trani. Before the meal begins, a beautiful copper basin is brought around and everyone washes their hands ceremonially. Only then does the feast begin. And oh, what a feast! From fragrant rice and kebabs to rich curries and delicacies like gushtaba, juicy meatballs and yogurt sauce, dish after dish keeps arriving until the trami is filled with a mountain of flavors. No Kashmiri wedding is complete without Wazwan. It's more than just food. It's a symbol of culture, tradition and togetherness. Sharing a Wazwan means sharing joy, laughter and memories that linger long after the plates are empty. So the next time you think 3 dishes make a big meal, remember, in Kashmir, a true feast begins at 36. Word of the week: oodles. How do we spell it? Oodles. Oodles means a very large amount of something, so much that you can't even count it. Here's the story to show the usage. Maya opened her lunchbox and gasped, "Mom, you've given me oodles of noodles." Her friends giggled as the noodles spilled like mountain onto her plate. That's what oodles means, a lot, a heap, a mountain of something. You just don't have pencils. You have oodles of pencils if your pencil box is bursting. If you have so many toys that your cupboard can't close, that's oodles of toys. Remember, if you have plenty, if you have loads, if you have too much to count, you've got oodles. Why don't eggs tell each other jokes? Because they might crack up. That wraps up another magical stop in facts, fiction, and faraway lands. Until next time, keep wondering. If you loved today's journey, don't forget to tap like, hit subscribe, and share it with your family and friends. Let's spread the magic of learning. Bye, Story Explorers. See you.